What's up? So I'm gonna try something new here. I know I have there's a green background behind me because I'm not turning the lights on. So this is what I'm gonna try this because I edited like this the other day. And it was a lot more enjoyable. I don't know, the lights down here are not great. And they're good for YouTube, to make us look somewhat decent, but they're not great for our eyes. I don't know. I need a budget and a studio be better than doing this, but whatever. I'm just one guy, so like I could turn the lights on and you guys would be able to, I'd be totally, the background would be invisible, but what am I really covering anyways? Just my level. It says I'm level 27. Okay, what was I doing? I need to go to this is the main mission. I don't know if I really want to go do that. Let's go over here. See what this is. Maybe what that is. Oh, there's a mission right here too. Salvage. Like there's still all these things that I could go back and do on this area too. I think the blue things are the things that I haven't done, right? So yeah, today, acquire Speller Yeller. Today I gotta get a bunch of stuff done. I gotta get a bunch of videos edited. I can't. This week I almost didn't post one day because basically I ran out of time to edit on one of the weekdays and I didn't edit on the weekend. So it's like I've got to get these videos edited on the weekends. That's the only way. I can't.
Nice try.
I can't go through. Let's go to this question. I can't go through the week without having videos up. It's up to, what was I at? I think I was at 185, 186 or something. Did it go up? Let's see what. I didn't check it today, anyways. 185. So, and then I'm gonna have a video out today. I'm getting a lot more comments on the videos. I'm basically getting like at least one a video. So, and I know 185 isn't
Sorry, not sorry.
enough. It's like such a low. So low comparatively, and it's like I think I need 500. It looks like it says, I think it used to be 1,000, but it looks like now I need 500 and then a certain amount of watch time hours. So, which I think I might be able to get this, like I should be able to get that within probably 2 or 3 months. So probably by March, I'm thinking that it should be monetized. And then basically from there, I need to come up with my ratios. Then that's one thing that I'm going to work on today too, is the more of the business side of my business. Like I'm going to go out and fix some machines and make some more videos and try to organize the garage today a little bit more. And then, because I just need to get it done. It's such a mess out there. I need to throw a lot of stuff away and, just get it done. But basically I've got some machines piled up that need to be gone through, get parts ordered. I have machines out there that have parts that came that need to be, installed. to finish those machines, get them gone. I have a couple machines out there that just need to be tested and then posted up. I think I'm down to I think I only have 5 machines on
Making my skin
posted, for people to come get or whatever. So for people to buy, and I'm trying to just use them as bait anyways and not really sell them, but people they don't all want them fixed, and I can't really blame them. You get so frustrated with an item, you just don't want it there anymore when it's broke 5 times or whatever. It's hard to explain to these people that they just break. Part of it is maintenance on these bearings, When the bearings go bad, it's because of a lack of maintenance. I need to go over and clean them out once a year. And that's the thing too, is that I've been saving everybody's name in my phone. And so, in a year from now or a year from when I started, I'm going to start texting them all and being like, do you want me to come over and do some preventative maintenance? And I'll just go over and start taking these dryers apart. I'll check their washing machines, check their dryers, do a health check and, bearing check, bearing clean out. Because if I just clean their bearings, get the hair out of them, it'll make them last longer. Which, it's kind of I've gone over in my head whether or not I should actually do that, because those bearings will last longer, but it's not it's really not that much money to put bearings on a machine, it's but, from a business mindset and point of view, it's well, I'm trying to make money, right? I'm not trying to, I'm trying to help people, but I'm trying to make money through helping people. So if that makes any sense. So I've got to think of a way of getting on the subscription train like everybody else in the world is. That's the deal right there, is you really want to move money, you get a subscription. And there's people that are doing it with appliances to where they're renting them. But I just can't, and maybe this is wrong of me, but I just can't wrap my head around that idea. When I first started this deal, I was I could just rent them, because some people are into that sort of thing. They're into renting stuff, and to some extent, you don't have to worry about it, right? But it's, from what I've seen of people renting these machines out, it's not good for the renter. I'll just say that. The amount of money that they're going to end up putting into these machines, they don't have to worry about it ever breaking. Because, if it breaks, then you just call your, I don't know what you would call them, but the guy that owns the machines and say they're broken. I'm not paying you till you fix it or get another one or whatever, right? I guess that makes sense, but I guess everybody's got to make their own decisions. But a machine that's worth maybe $200, we'll say, they're paying $50 a month to rent, from what I've seen. What's up, dude?
A vault hunter. Oh, sweet serendipity.
A lark, a cheeky giggle. Why not?
What are you doing?
You shall prank my brother for me, and you'll never see it coming. He's under a sludge pipe cooling his heels. If you shot the sludge pipe, hilarity might well ensue.
Shoot pipe. So I've been, I don't know if this is God or what, but, I kind of just go through the philosophical train of life, one day at a time. And since starting this business, it has taken a toll on me, because there were days where there were certain jobs that would happen and they would just go really bad, and you just don't feel right. Like, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes through this. Like, we did one job and basically the way the house is built, the door jambs are so narrow that these machines wouldn't go through. And like, now I know how to get them through. Anyway, the point, long story short, she had 2 machines in her basement, and then she wanted to buy one of mine. Well, the one that I was selling her went through her door because we measured it before and we knew it was going to go through this old house, But the ones that she had in the basement she wanted to get rid of, they did not go through her door easily, in which, I was too inexperienced to know how to solve this problem. Now I know you just have to take them apart, and we did take the back off of it and tried it, but it was just so, and, we weren't very good at moving them. Anyways, we got it up to where it needed to go through, and it's up all these stairs, just horribly designed place for this. And she was like, "Oh, I don't care. We just need to scrape the walls. It is what it is." And I'm like, now I have tricks for that, but you just feel. I gave her money off. I took a bunch of money off the price because of it, and so but it's like, sometimes it just happens. And it is what it is, but, yeah. So, there's that. There was this other job I went on that, I might have talked about it on here before, but obviously there's a lot of stuff going on here, so. But basically what happened before was that, this grandma, this was like the worst job I've ever done, I think. Well, there might be one that's worse, but I don't know if I really want to share that one publicly. But this one was I go into this house, and it's not even a house, it's a trailer, okay? And there's these people all there, and so their dryer doesn't work. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm selling them one, and I'm going to take the one that they have out of there. Right? So I got the one out of there. That wasn't a big deal, and I put the one in there. But, the big deal was, they were smoking in their house. I'm just going to be completely honest here. Grandma has daughter there, and grandchildren there. That's the way I perceived the situation. I don't know if this was exactly true or not, if they were daughter and granddaughter, but there was basically young kids running around, and then there was what I'm assuming is the daughter and grandma. Grandma's smoking cigarettes, just one after another, basically, and the kids are running around in there, and I'm just like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So, I didn't have any thought process or any standards of practice for this situation. And so I just kept moving forward with the job. It's I have somewhat of a work ethic, and, I don't always think things through as I'm doing them. I have this bad habit of just forcing my way through work until it's done. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's great. Sometimes that means that I will get double the work done in half the time. And I'll just, sometimes people around me, coworkers and stuff, I just run them over with the amount of productivity I get done compared to them. You know what I mean? But other times this is a really bad thing, and it's caused me problems because since I just plow through it without thinking sometimes, there are other options that would have been better, right? And somebody comes along who thinks instead of just plows through, and lets me know that, and that happened recently. But anyway, so grandma's smoking, the kids are running around. I'm like, this place is just. I'm like, this whole situation just sucks, and I'm like, I don't even know what I should do, like, because I'm not really the type to snitch or but this is like different, right? So I'm like, should I call CPS or not? And like, there's like just this sort of mental struggle in my head of what to do here, because I also know, and I have friends, and I've had friends over the years that have gone through the foster system and you've gone through CPS and all that, and it's not good either. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't want. Seems like the kids are better there. It doesn't really seem like they're getting like abused or anything. They just are having to deal with secondhand smoke, which is not right. And I don't know if they live there either, but I'm just making a bunch of assumptions. Maybe they're just there. When we were kids, it seems like we were around smoking a lot. And, it is what it is. I don't know. The world, sometimes I wonder if the world is too much of a nanny state. But obviously, you want to give your kids the best chance that they can of being healthy and growing up. And it was just wrong. And you know what I should have done is I should have just loaded the dryer back up on the trailer and said, look, lady, I can't help you. There's things that are going on here that I don't agree with. And basically, you're going to have to call somebody else, and left. That's what I should have done. And now I have that standard of practice in mind, that I have set a rule for myself that if I show up to a job and there's stuff that I don't like, I'm just going to leave. And I'm just not going to do the job. And, I'm just going to try to tell them with the best tact that I can that I can't help them for whatever reasons. And maybe if they can fix those reasons, then I'll come back, maybe. But so anyways, I didn't do that. And I put the dryer in, and I took the old dryer out, and she paid me, and I left. And then about an hour later, she called me, and she's like, the dryer quit working. It's not producing heat. And I'm like, okay, well, at that point, I had my kids with me, and my wife had gone to work, so I'm definitely not bringing them over there. So I'm like, well, you're just going to have to wait till tomorrow, and I'll come look at it, and I'll bring another dryer, you know what I mean, and we'll get it figured out tomorrow. But like now I do that stuff all the time, and I just don't care. But this was like the first time that a machine had broke. And so I just had like a pit in my stomach, like I'd messed up somehow, And but basically what happened was I told her that. And like I don't know if she was drinking or what, but she probably called me about 10 more times that day. And then I just ignored all her calls, and I kept telling her, I was like, and she kept texting me too, and she was like, well, what time are you coming over tomorrow? And I kept telling her, I'm like, well, I don't know, because my job, the way it is, I said, it'll probably be around this time. Because the way my job is like, it could go good and I have a really short day, or it could go bad and I have a longer day. And I don't like to promise people that I'll be there at a certain time and then I'm not, you know what I mean? So I just tell them around this time, and I usually tell them, well, this is the way my work is, and like it's not that big a deal, so, but she just kept calling, and I just would ignore her calls, and then kept texting like I wasn't going to come back. Like she definitely didn't trust me at all. And this was, part of the rejection of being a business owner. Part of the deal is that nobody trusts you. They just think that you're out to screw them. They don't have any actual evidence of that, obviously, because I try to take care of everybody the best I can. I had another call recently that was, I sold her a dryer. It broke the first day. I was like, okay, I'll come back over tomorrow and figure it out. I went back over the next day and fixed it. And then it broke 3 weeks later again. And I was like, okay, well, that dryer is just going to keep breaking, so pick one. I said, here's all the ones I have. I'll bring you another one. And she picked one. I brought her that one, swapped it out. No charge, obviously. It's like she was totally cool, trusted me. We got it done. You know, her husband was, I was leaving. He was like, thanks for, taking care of this and not just like screwing us over. And I was like, well, of course, like, yeah, I don't have warranties, but if you're going to be cool, then I'll figure it out, like I'm trying to, I'm trying to build long-term customers. I'm not trying to, so you think they're going to call me back? I would hope so. When something else breaks, hopefully I'm the first one to get a phone call, to get the work, right? So, and that's what I've got to build here is, but anyways, so, she called me 10 times that day, and even that, I should have walked away. But I didn't, because I'm like, well, now I got to go take care of her or whatever. And then the next day while I was working, she's still calling me. Even after I texted her and I was like, look, and I told her, I answered the phone and told her, I was like, I'll be back tomorrow. Stop calling me. Like, it's going to be okay. We'll figure it out tomorrow, right? Like, she just kept calling me anyways. And so anyways, I go over there with another dryer, and I basically just put the other dryer in and grabbed that dryer out. I gave her money back, and I basically just said, don't call me anymore. Here's a free dryer that works. If it breaks, call somebody else. That's what I told her, and I left. Because she just, and she never called me again. So yeah, in the end, I didn't get paid. She got a free dryer out of it, which is, it's not on her. She was totally happy to keep paying me or whatever, but I didn't want to, I just didn't want to deal with her anymore. Like, and not only that whole situation with the kids and her calling me and all that stuff and me not knowing how to deal with it and me not handling it correctly, I quit. That was one of the reasons that I quit. Oh, there it is right there. Jeez. But one of the times that I quit doing this business was because of all
Your
that.
men are dead, Whiskey Cave. Now let the hostages go.
Typical Rafa. Always looking ahead instead of around. This whole building is rigged to explode. Face it, I've got you right where I want you.
All those old things, I deactivated them hours ago. I hope you don't mind.
I knew you'd take the bait. While you were deactivating the bombs, I implanted each hostage with nanomachines, set to release a neurotoxin. If I don't punch in the code on the hour, everyone dies.
Ha ha ha! And look at the time. It's 12:01 p.m. Tell me, Whiskey, how do you feel?
But how?
Even nanomachines can be bought.
Are you guys done? I'd kind of like to go home now.
So anyways, and it's like, so if it, like that kind of situation comes up again, I'm just going to bounce. There was this other lady that, and it's like most of this bad situations I've been in are just like the filth that people live in. That lady's house wasn't that dirty. It wasn't really super clean, and obviously it was like smoky, but it really wasn't dirty. Like, it was just like an old trailer, really. I mean, so whatever. But, this other situation I had where this place was like I could see, well, in fact, this happened yesterday or the other day too. Now this stuff doesn't gross me out. So I just did these jobs and didn't really worry about it, but there was this lady who had like a mouse problem, and it just basically she was, I don't know if she was like a hoarder or what, but there was like just kind of stuff everywhere, you know what I mean? And mice everywhere. like I didn't see any, but I just like saw droppings and stuff, and I was like, you know, and like sometimes the machines come with some mouse droppings and stuff in them. Like it's not really that big a deal, but I guess we could do this Rift Champion thing. You know, that's not that big a deal, but it's like it is what it is. Can we get to this? I don't think I can get up there yet. Or do I have to? Yeah, I think that was, this whole area is like really high, and I don't know how to get up there. Anyways, so, you know, that house was just like, it was just, that house was just like a, that house was just like, there was just stuff everywhere, you know. It was like, I don't know. It was kind of hard to get the machine in, and so for some reason I think I had to go back to that one too. And when I went back the second time, I think she got her dryer outside, because at that time I wasn't going in houses. But then when I got up there, I was like, well, I can just, like, you know, help you put it in a little bit, and then you can just kind of scoot it the rest of the way or whatever, and then you can install it or whatever. So I kind of did that for her, and it was just like really gross. It smelled bad, and, you know, there was just like, you know, the mice and the clutter that's everywhere and all that kind of stuff. So then I had another one recently, and this one was kind of bad too, but it was just like cat smell. Like there's just like there's like a cat lady, you know. So I go in there, it kind of doesn't smell good, you know. You gotta get kind of used to, like, and my nose doesn't really work that well. But I know, like, when you have animals, your house is gonna smell
you sense the shadows?
a certain way, no matter what you do. Like, I know that my house smells like cats, because when I go camping and I come back, there's about a little 5-minute, you know, issue that I have where I can smell kind of like that, like, dander smell of the cats. You know what I mean? It's like, but then you get used to it, and then you're nose blind. So, you know, like, all these people coming over to your house, they smell your house a certain way, you know? And, like, it's weird because, like, so other people's houses with dogs or cats that I've been to, I haven't really smelled this. And so, I don't know, maybe my house just does stink. I don't know. But this lady's house smelled pretty bad. So I go in, and it smells fine. And it's almost like this house is, like, split into two houses. It's like it's a split entry. And the front door they have just uses the top, right? Like the top of the split entry, and then down in the bottom they have just put in another like outside door type thing, you know, with a lock and everything on it, and turned the whole basement into like its own apartment. It has, like, you know, a kitchen and everything down there. So I'm down there, and I'm the dryer's down there, and it's like right next to a bathroom with like her cat box in it, you know. And I'm just like, if you were and had somebody coming over to fix your dryer, don't you think you would like take the cat box out? You know what I mean? Like clean it. There's just none of that, you know. We didn't clean the cat box. She didn't clean the cat box before I got there. Not only that, but the whole time I'm sitting there working on her dryer. And, like, stuff like this doesn't really bug me. But, you know, there's just, like, she didn't turn on any of her lights. So it's kind of dark in there. She turned on one light that was kind of near the dryer. And the rest of the lights in the whole place are off. And, you know, as I'm talking to her, I find out that she's, like, disabled and she can't work. And so maybe she's just trying to keep the bills as low as possible. And, you know, her roommate is paying for the call, you know, so, but the dryer seems to be in her portion of the house. So, you know, I couldn't really tell if it was like a common area or what, but it seemed like not a common area. It seemed like it was her portion, but you know, I don't know how close these people are and what they consider, you know, common area or what. But anyways, so I'm like, well, and so yeah, but I'm sitting there and I walk in the hall and there's like a little cat turd like on the floor, like 4 feet away from the dryer. And it's like clear as day that it's there. And like, I can't tell if I don't know if she just is to the point that she's just ignoring this type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to people's houses like when I was young, and they had their dogs in the basement, and it was like an unfinished basement or whatever, but their dogs would just shit everywhere or whatever, and they would just leave it. But like, maybe they would go down there and clean it up every once in a while, but they would just, you know, let it kind of build up, which I just don't get. But, you know, we were like college or age kids, you know, just like kind of lazy and whatever. So anyways, the whole time I'm working on the thing, she's standing next to this like cat turd talking to me or whatever, watching me or whatever. Like, you know, I know like some people call this like a helicopter customer. You know, she's just helicoptering the whole time I'm working on her machine, and I get it done real quick. And I'm like, because of this whole situation, I'll admit I skipped some stuff. You know, I didn't do the whole thing. I did what I was paid to do, and I kind of didn't go above and beyond, because I'm like, well, they're not going above and beyond. You know, you guys can't even vacuum or clean. There's a cat turd 3 feet away from like my work area, you know. And if that stuff would have bugged me, I would have left. I would have been like, look, you guys need to clean, and when this like is better, then I'll come back or call somebody else. But you know, I got used to the smell a little bit, and as soon as I got home, because of the state of things, her dryer had like all this cat hair all over it. And then that's the other thing too, is the lint. Like, you know, there's no like lint garbage there or whatever, right? So she had been pulling the lint out of the lint trap probably for like a year, looking at the amount of this thing, because she had like a grocery bag, a plastic grocery bag, just like completely stuffed full of lint that she had pulled out of this lint trap. And I'm like, I know that's probably a year's worth of lint coming out of that thing. So, you know, whatever. I did the job. It wasn't really that big a deal. But, you know, it's whatever. And then I got out of there with hers too, so she needed a heat element. And then I told her, I was like, well, I did an airflow test and it almost failed. It was like, it was kind of flowing, we'll say. And the vent tube had been leaking near the dryer. There was a hole in it. And so some of the air had been flowing out, and I stopped to that hole. And what I was thinking when I left is I should have left that hole there, because her vent tube was clogged. And I told her, I was like, well, your vent tube's somewhat, you know, it's not open like it should be. It's not flowing right. I'm like, I can't warranty the work I just did because of your vent tube. That's what I told her. I was like, maybe if your vent tube kills a heat element in a month, because that's what's going to happen if they don't fix it. I was like, I might be able to like come back and I won't charge you guys labor, but you're going to have to pay for the part, and I'll just slap it on real quick, you know. Maybe I'll do that, is what I told her. I said, but you got to get this vent tube cleaned. And it was a landlord situation, so what I told her was, well, you need to contact your landlord, and they can come do it, or they can call, because a lot of landlords don't, you know, they don't want to pay for something like that. They can just do it. Because, I mean, you could just stick a vacuum up to it, send the brush through. I think the brush is like, there's like a $40 kit on Amazon that's pretty, you know, cheap and easy to do. But, or they can pay me to do it. And, you know, to pay me is obviously a lot more than the $40. It's an hour of labor, so which I'm happy to do it. I'll go do it. It's like whatever. I've done it once. I'm gonna keep doing it. The last time I did it, I know I told the story, but probably nobody listened to that. Not like anybody's listening to this, but it's just fun to talk, I guess. And I do feel like even though nobody's listening to this, it is like a, what is that thing? Jeez. It is like a little bit of a, it kind of takes some of this stuff off of my, off my mind to talk about it, right? So that's why I'm going to keep doing this. It's almost like therapeutic without having to actually go to therapy. Which I'm not going to go to therapy, so. But yeah, it's like what was I talking about? Yeah, so the vent tube's clogged. So, the last one that I did, it was flowing just a little bit, but it was definitely not flowing enough. The last one I did was the one that I did. Oh, what I was talking about, the one that I did that was really bad. It was like totally clogged up. Well, I got the brush going in there, and it started to clear the clog or whatever, and it was working, but the thing kept like tangling up, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I really didn't charge them for this. Like they ended up, they paid a little bit, and I did do a good job in the end or whatever, right? But I told them, I was like, I haven't really done this. I said, I'm going to charge you half if you want to do it, and basically I'm going to be practicing on your place. And I don't think he really cared because it was a rental, and he's trying to get out of there. So he's like, he doesn't really care either way, actually. And I'm like, well, I can't, your dryer is just going to keep breaking if we don't do this. So you need to do it. And it actually took me 2 or 3 tries, like 2 or 3 times of going over there to get it done. I think it was 2 times. So the first time I went over there, I had left my tool bag in a dryer. And so I didn't have my drill. I had the brush, but the brush hooks to a drill. So it kind of works like a pipe snake with a brush on it, kind of. It just like will go through the, the thing. But what was I doing? I was trying to get the whatever thing was here. I guess I got it. Can I get this? I can't get up there. I was going through like this stuff to see like. Anyway, so yeah. What time is it? 5:30. I can play a little bit more, but so what is this now? Choir speller yeller. Okay, so retrieve speller yeller. Let's go do that. So yeah, so I'm sitting there using my drill on the second time that I'm there, and I got the brush in the wall, and this thing's like, it goes all the way up the wall and then back, so it's probably like a good 20 feet of pipe, and there's nothing flowing out of it. Like, we would go to the outside and we turn the dryer on and go to the outside, we can't even tell which one it is because there's no air moving out of it at all. And it's a 4-plex, so, or something like that. So there's like multiples of them outside, and we can't tell which one is his. Basically, we have a pretty good idea of which one is his because of where it is, but we couldn't tell for sure. So basically, I got this thing in the wall, this brush, and the thing kept tangling up, so I would reverse the drill to, and it has all these rods that like screw together, and I would reverse the drill and untangle the part that I can see, and then I would put it back and forward and go again. Well, one of the times I did that, I unscrewed the rod. So I've got like, 10 10 pieces of this rod in the wall with a brush, and I can't reach it with my hand or the drill or anything. And I was just like, well, uh-oh. And the dude's like, what? And I was like, I got the brush stuck in the wall. I was like, you know, it's in there now. And he's just like, well, you know, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I've never done this before. I was like, you really can't go backwards on your drill. I guess I had to learn the rookie mistake there, you know. So you know, I basically, luckily I was able to take the clog tool. I mean, there's such a small chance anybody's listening to this that's ever going to have this happen, but I was able to take the clog tool and put it up in there, and it somehow grabbed part of the rod, and it grabbed the rod, and I was able to pull it out with the clog tool. But I sat there for like 15-20 minutes trying to find a way to get this thing out, you know, and it just wasn't happening because it's like 3 or 4 feet in there. I couldn't reach my arm in there because there's an immediate 90, you know. So anyways, though, I told these people, I did finally get it out and it was all good, and then I cleared the clog and it was all good. But I told the people, that the new people there, that I couldn't warranty their machine until they get it fixed. So hopefully they get it fixed. If not, then I'm just gonna, let's see, so it's over there somewhere. If not, then when they call me in a month, I'm going to be like, well, did you guys take care of what you were supposed to take care of? Or, you know, because if not, I don't know if I'm going to be able to not charge you, you know? It's like if you got to do your part of it. Like, I can't just, you know, I can't just keep showing up and replacing things on your dryer when the thing's messed up. And since it's a landlord situation, I'm like, I don't want to, you know, just do this. It's not your house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it would be fine and I would just do it. But what if I mess something up? You know, then it's like, now I've got to deal with the landlord, and you guys are in an awkward position because you've had work done to the house that it's not your house, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. I got to find a way to navigate these new problems in this way. So, you know, and obviously there's a really low chance that I would mess anything up. Like, I was doing this one lady's and it had like flex duct in the wall, and so I just like did not send the brush through the flex duct because I don't know if that's going to turn out well. I guess I need to do a test here with it. You know, and I could probably stand to do my own duct. It couldn't hurt. Retrieve speller yeller. Well, where is it then? This is the speller yeller, right? Is it that thing? I guess it's that thing. Carry. Alright. Is it? Or is it not? I thought it was. What am I carrying? Because it still says retrieve speller yeller. Like, I have it. Now what? It didn't update the mission. What is this? Contract board. There's another mission down there too. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this thing. Carry. Just says carry. So yeah, hopefully their landlord will clean it out and I won't have to go back and put a whole bunch of, you know, extra stuff on it, extra whatevers. So like, how come it's not in here? All missions 3. Is this a challenge or whatever? Like a contract? Okay, here we go. You're off to a Ripper camp to find whatever a speller yeller is and then nab it. Don't get your face torn off unless you're into that kind of thing. Retrieve speller yeller. Okay, well then what am I supposed to do with it? Am I supposed to bring it to Claptrap? It doesn't really say. I think it's glitched. Or something. Okay, what if I leave it there? What if I reload the game? So yeah, you know, and like I would like to do more of that stuff, just like service type stuff instead of the sales, because like moving the machines around is just a pain. It's just not, you know, super great. It's like I would rather just go in, fix their machines right there, have the parts in the car, and just you get paid more. It's a whole lot less rigmarole, you know, less crap in my garage, which I need to design my shed real quick and then put that up and put a parts list together of what that's going to cost and so forth real quick, because then get the money for it. Okay, so I got to go over here. Retrieve speller yeller. Kill these guys again. Am I like supposed to retrieve it? See, look, I have it, and it's not, still not letting me, still not letting me do my thing here. So maybe I'm just supposed to take it back to Claptrap. I don't know. Not really sure. There's like all these things that I gotta pick up first. There we go. I got them all. Spicy toothpicks.
You look so tasty.
Alright, well, I guess let's go back to Claptrap. I think he's just over here somewhere. Right. So, yeah, that's the type of stuff that I would want to do. Is like,
Hey, got a tip for another order supply
Pod that needs your delicate touch. Directed by my expertise, of course.
I don't know where he is. I think, doesn't he hang out over here somewhere? There's one of those.
Isn't beneath me.
I don't get it. Why not just cut both fires at the same time? That's how Turbo gets shit done double time, baby! Woo!
Just do it like I said. I'll be there soon.
No one tells Turbo what to do. Especially not some chick. Turbo does things Turbo style.
I don't have the time or crayons to explain everything to you.
You got that right. Turbo's got a friggin' bomb to calibrate, so quit nagging me and buzz off, bitch! We're making match!
Turbo, you here? Oh, there you are. And over there, and a bit everywhere. Great.
I don't know where Claptrap is. I thought he hung out here, didn't he? Somewhere? Like I heard him talking when I first came over here, but
Weird amount of hair on the ground.
where is the can't put it in there. I don't know. I might just give up and try to figure this out another day. Go edit videos. But yeah, we'll see. I'll either edit videos or I'll design my
Hey, got a tip for another order supply pod that needs your delicate touch. Directed by my expertise, of course.
shed. 'Cause I need a shed. I've got to get these machines out of my garage. I can't. He's not down there, is he? Another echo log in here.
Just gotta bypass the hexadecimal server port wall and inject my encrypted malware byte string into their command line mainframe, and I'm in.
Nice going. I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, thanks.
No, seriously. I have no idea how you did that. Walk me through it.
You want me to...
Just the top level notes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like trade information, you know? Well, you want to put me out of a job? Come on, Jim.
Doesn't have to be super detailed. Just like, what's a hexadecimal server port wall? And, what was it? Encrypted malware byte string?
Right. You see, the thing about that is... Oh no, somebody else. Definitely not me. Must have tripped the alarms.
Shit. All right. You work your magic here. I'll round up the crew and get us out of this mess.
I'm on it. Oh, that was close.
Well, I don't know. It's broken. It's definitely like bugged out or something because I think I have the thing. It says retrieve the thing still. What am I supposed to do with it? But, alright, well, I'm out. So, whatever. Maybe I'll come back on in a minute and design a shed. I don't know. In the dark.